And you can't be sitting here wanting me to go, oh, what a great job, you beat Red Reserve. You want these guys back at the top of the world. And that's the standard that we're still going to hold them to some extent. Sure, they haven't been there forever, but they're still in Oakland. They've still been a team that's consistently within the mixes and ranks have invited teams to bigger premier events. So, yeah, was I convinced by that yesterday? Look, sure, they won all 3 games that they needed to win to get into the playoffs. Fine. But they're still not a team that's convincing me that they're not only going to win this minor, but make an impact at the major if they make it there.
Absolutely so. And Optic have looked pretty stellar in this minor so far. They're looking to prove themselves and solidify themselves as the 2nd best Danish team at this point. They're definitely got a lot of firepower there. You can see them just getting ready there as NIP, but you've got some of the big names within this team. Of course, it's got to be Yugi. His AWP, maybe one of the best at the event here. Absolutely fantastic in terms of individual prowess with the sniper. Unfortunately, he was selling the T-sided nukes, so maybe we won't see that straight away. But as the game develops, we get to Overpass, for example, it's going to be a massive problem. NIP, we talked about this a lot. They don't necessarily have the dedicated AWPer. They don't have that role solidified. So maybe this could be a bit of a stepping stone for them if they can work out who's going to be consistently AWPing. We did see Forrest pick it up. We saw Rez have a go with the AWP. Lecro was doing it as well. Dennis can AWP. It's pretty much everyone but Get Right that will have a go with it. And Snappy, the in-game leader, and there's Config, one of the biggest fraggers within Denmark, arguably one of the absolute best if he gets going.
No question about that. I mean, this is basically the heroic lineup with the addition of Cajun B and Gade doing very well with them. Look, we'll see. I'm impressed and optimistic for Optic. I'm a little worried for NIP. Still a great team in their own right, but Get Right again. He's got a back to fire at, and he can't land it. Same problems as yesterday. Gade is the one to take him down. Rez tries to do what he can to compensate for NIP. It brings it back to both he and Lecro to go against Yugi, Gade, and Config, and the bomb that is now planted in favor of Optic on this, the T side of Nuke. Lecro. Still trying to work in. Rez, good find on Config. Gets that cleanly as well. That's for free. So 2 kills for him. No HP lost. No kit. They've got to go quickly. Yugi absolutely destroys Rez, and Lecro's got to make noise. At this point, it's up. He's got the P2000, so he'll be loud and proud the whole way through, but chasing away from the site, trying to buy time. Good read that he has to go backwards, but Gade's ready for that. Locks him into the door, and it's Optic 1-0.
Yeah, definitely similar issues haunting NIP in that particular round. Get Right, it's the perfect position. Needed to find at least 1 kill there. Couldn't connect the shots, and Optic exploited that fact. His Rez on the retake, gave it a good go, got a couple of decent frags. That especially was wonderful. But Yugi holding well. It comes down to 2 versus 1. Lecro, unfortunately, completely outpositioned. Yugi doing a really nice job there. Staying alive, wasn't even going for the frags, buying as much time as he could for his teammate. And it will be the force fight in the second round here. We're going to see Deals and CZs, of course, up against 2 rifles, 3 SMGs. Presumably just go towards outside, let those rifles do their thing. They are going to have all the smoke, so that's going to up a split to me. Going towards that main entrance. Flashbang actually catching the Optic side. I think comes in. KGB's down to 20 HP, but Config looking assertive here. Wants to get in there. Find the headshots. Dennis, fantastic pistol user. Not good enough. Taken down. And that will be the upper bomb site open.
Bomb planted. Bomb has been planted. Yugi. UMP behind the vents. Front door. Snappy. Going to shut down the main entrance as he swings out with the AK. Yugi does the same to Get Right when he tries to work in back toward the secret side. They get the final kill, and Optic go up 2-0.
They do. I managed to catch Get Right this morning. He said he was in the practice room until about 4 in the morning, just deathmatching FPL, just back-to-back, wanted to get the aim back in. Hopefully we see him a bit of a resurrection today. Like we said, yesterday, bad day. We obviously played a lot of CS, a huge sample size, we saw over 100 rounds, I think, from them. Sometimes that happens. And I tweeted before, I feel like NIP are going to show up today. I feel like they've got a lot to prove, but unfortunately, they get another life now. This isn't going to be a straight elimination. They lose best of 3. Optic, certainly the favourites here. And they've got a great start on Nuke. They're going to find the 3-0 here, almost certainly. Full eco for NIP, USPs, and a P2000. As Optic make their way through towards Secret, just going to be trying to get that bomb down as quickly as possible. Get Right, hoping to do some damage at the USP. Optimistic at best, I'm afraid.
So Snappy leads the charge to lower with the MAC-10. Cajun P, UMP. Interesting positioning outside behind the AC vent on the small roof, Henry, because if they went that way, it's not common you even see 1 player there, at least not frequently, and then there's now 2 plus 1 in heaven. Interesting thought, but it's going to amount to very little given the bomb is now planted lower. Yugi holds to the control room with the AK. Just gets ripped apart by Gade, and there's really not much else to work for. In fact, Cajun already ready for them to rotate back through ramp, finds one, gives the information that there's more heading in that direction, and round's pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point. It's a matter of how much damage an IP can do if they can get a gun. They go toward Cajun. He's the most likely that they'll try and overwhelm. It's still only a UMP, but better than nothing, I suppose.
There it is. That's round guaranteed. And Lekro and Rez just looking for any sort of opportunities they can find here. Maybe take someone down with the bomb, even if it's with the explosion. But Rez, I don't think will be causing much of a dent here. Looks like everyone from Optic will survive. We'll confirm that now. Yes, Cajun B manages to get out of the blast radius. There we go, 3-0. This is certainly what you'd call a bonus round. 5 kills picked up so far for an IP. The majority of those from Rez, who sits on 4 and 3. Forest 1 and 3. The rest are on 0. So no AWP on either side right now. It's a great spawn for Optic here, pretty much as good as it gets. And we'll see whether they want to go for a faster pace tactic. That's normally the idea on these sort of rounds where you bring the SMGs in. You know there's maybe a chance of a player having no helmet, for example. They definitely don't have incendiaries, so an execution could be a great shout here. We'll see what they're up to. Let's get default for now. Outside smokes get deployed, and Snappy makes his way down towards Secret. He's alone with the Mac 10, remember. He just wants to go down there, try and find one kill or force a rotation. That'd be amazing if he can do it. Normally in-game leaders will go for these single approaches, try and open things up, and then when they got the information they think it's a good time to go, that's when they'll call for their teammate to strike. Snappy gets across, Forrest can't hit the shot.
Okay, yeah. Gade takes down Rez. Snappy's still inside of the vents as Forrest is working below. Get Right gets there to support him, so they clear the vents. That'll allow them to work from the stairs. Again, it's a bit more awkward to try and work back in the site, given that you can't go through them directly toward it. They work in tandem instead to try and clear out the control room stairs. One kill for Forrest, but traded back by Yugi as he's able to collect him. Get Right can't say anything of it. And on top of that, flames on the stairs will limit the approach and force them back towards Decon, which is being watched by Cajun. Good find from Config. He'll cut out Dennis. Wow. Config swinging back, and from the catwalk collects all 3, in fact, as Optic find their 4th round.
Really nice stuff there from Optic. That you can't really play it much better than that. Nice little play with the Mac 10 to get down towards lower. Didn't find any kills, but caused the rotation from round. It forced the player to go down towards lower. He manages to negate Forrest at the steps, and then Config with this really nice play. We did say he is one of the strongest fraggers from Denmark, and you just got a nice little glimpse of it there. 4-0 and the full eco as Optic look incredibly strong right now. I really feel like NIP needed a decent start here to get their heads in the game. It's a difficult map to operate on. It is a NIP classic, but that was many years ago. As Garen Forrest, as they take the tactical pause now, I don't think they can afford much more than just pistols and armor, especially on that CT side. But these rounds are always still possible. That's why they'll take the pause and work out what they can do here. Dennis probably been the absolute best player for NIP in this event. Fresh off retiring from the in-game leader role, handing the baton over towards Lekro. Take from that what you will. We'll see if that's still the case in a few months. As Forrest waits. He'll be on the hut and he can see exactly what Optic has in mind. Just hold up, try and ascertain what kind of weaponry they've got here. What kind of setup are they doing? Are they stacking a particular position? Can we get any reads from poking towards outside, or we have the advantage, or we can challenge those pistols? If the players outside suggest that upper might not be completely overwhelmed, but Snappy could find himself in a bit of hot water here. There we go. 2 kills coming into the Deagles. Like I said, these rounds are definitely still possible. Gade, though, equalizes things, and Lekro can't connect his Deagle this time. It's going to be a 2 versus 1. Dennis has got the rifle now. Remember, he's got armor as well. He has won a tremendous amount of clutches for this squad at this event. Gade looking to challenge an audacious one, but
that's one of the problems, though, right? I mean, he's won a tremendous amount of clutches, but it's clutches that they've been relying on.
Indeed. That has been a major factor for them.
It's common, I think, actually, if you look at I don't know, go through any of the top highlight clips that have shown up on Reddit. Oftentimes, it's the losing team that has the highlight clip.
Sure.
It's quite rare you get one player going off like that. I mean, Simple carrying a whole game, sure. Nico, same thing. There's going to be highlights in there. But the crazy clutches usually come from the team that are behind, because that's what they're relying on.
Yeah, NIP have definitely been saved from some clutches to keep them in games, and it's been some very uncomfortable experiences at this minor, but still early days here in the best of 3. 5-0 down on the CT side. I think it's far from ideal. Occasion has made his way towards the vent already. He's actually out in the bomb site. We'll see whether he can take down Forrest here. Forrest striking first, and Yugi trying to get the trade, but here comes Cajun. Should be able to get something with this, but Forrest holds strong with that silenced M4. 3 versus 2 as Gade will find another frag. It's all falling apart now as Snappy continues to apply the pressure. Bomb will be planted.
That panel certainly provides cover for Gade to put that down in the middle. Forrest did very well to find Cajun wrapping out as well, and it's Gade that's going to hold it for Optic, pull it back around despite Nip's good efforts to shut down the early approach on the site.
They look calm over there as well in the Optic camp. That's a huge
stoked.
round for them to win. They're not even like, I thought Cobb to be fired up.
6-0 D side.
Yeah, that's insane. Gade, remember he came from the academy program as well, similar to what Mertz was going through, and they brought him into Optic. And these younger players, now we mentioned yesterday, it seems to be a complete stable of young talent like this that's very reliable and very good at the game.
I'm not surprised, actually, that have sort of taken over the Scandics as the top country right now, because if you looked even in 2014, they had so many young talents. I mean, Device was super young back then still. Dupree, same thing. Look at those guys now, right? And they've got a whole plethora of other players coming up. So Denmark especially is a case example of that.
I think those academy teams, they were underrated. We got some great names. The Fnatic academies, we found Golden.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe we just need more time to prove their worth, because they are showing now.
Sure. They really are. They're developing as players, and they're becoming valuable assets for their organizations. And that's the best way to bring in new players to your squad. It's not going to be a massive buyout. As we talk about that, it is developing into a more tricky situation here, 4 versus 3. But still, no rifles recovered by NIP.
I do wonder if there's perhaps more to be. I don't know, maybe a content piece, a documentary or something, a podcast talking to one of the teams about it. Hold for a second, because Cajuns heading to lower against the Pistols, and they are a man down. He does not have the bomb, but Gade does, and he'll take down Get Right with a nade. So bomb to be planted. I'll come back to my point as the smoke blooms, and they'll work from ramp. It's Forrest and Rez in this direction. Cajun's going to hold off right and left of the ramp. Meanwhile, Gade, he'll hold new box staring at the wall at this point because he's waiting for flashes.
Nice shot.
Great shot from Rez. Now he's got the angle, Gade. Backs to position. 11 HP for Rez. Should be straightforward. Affair to take him down, but Rez is going to check the angle. Doesn't matter. Now they know he's there. That's the most important thing. He gets the information because, again, low on HP. He was due to expire. It is just Forrest remaining, though. He's got an AK picked up, and he's gotten behind Gade. Oh, no, Forrest.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Still hates to see it.
Yeah, exactly. There's been a lot of that this tournament from NIP. Forrest and Get Right with their fair share of difficult interactions in the back, but like I said, that one doesn't really matter, so I don't think it'll be too tilted about anything.
Just to finish the point, I think maybe there is a content piece. I'd like to know more. Again, academy teams are signed. We think, oh, these players, no one knows them, whatever. We disregard them immediately. But as you say, there's been a number of players that are now successfully coming through them. I'd like to know more about maybe some of the practice regimes, or if they're getting much implementation from the upper teams in that regard to learn from it. Yugi holds down Forrest as they run through Squeaky. But it's Get Right, finally, from above to get 2 kills. And slow the approach, allowing Rez to walk back in and drop the bomb temporarily, I'll say, because Snappy's already gathered it back up.
Even still, 2-on-2, there's so much money available for Optic, even though they don't win this. The reset potential is off the charts. Bomb will be planted. Dennis has the AWP. They have 1 incendiary, and Rez rotating in. He'll be up there as well. They get Molotov'd off. That's a nightmare. They have got the kit, but how do they get past this one? Another Molotov goes in towards Heaven. Rez just can't do anything about this. It's buying so much time for the terrorists. They're Optic looking for their 8th round. As Dennis does find the M4, he'll come in towards main entrance, but that's surely the round at this point. Rez fires off and gets nothing inflicted towards Cajun B, and that's another very clean round from Optic. They've survived 2 players. Spiral NIP into another situation where they're just on pistols. 8-0 on the T side of Nuke. They really are looking unbelievably good. Optic have not made a mistake yet. That's why we said yesterday we thought Optic and ENCE would be a realistic final, right? Because they're the teams that seem the most impressive right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is certainly impressive. 8-0 on the T side. Good golly.
I'm going to say this as well. I don't think NIP are necessarily playing badly right now. This is just Optic doing a very, very good job. But this could swing. We've got a 2-on-2 again. We've had plenty of these. They brought a lot of these rounds very close. And Yuki's trying to get that AK. Needs to be careful now. Got himself in a bit of a tricky situation. Does recover the AWP, going for the wall bangs here, but config. He felt like a guaranteed kill. Not quite. Get Right rises to the occasion. Now it's just Yugi. Get Right's less than 20 HP, but there's still over a minute on the clock, so that Molotov's not really going to do much for them. At least allows them to reposition and work out how they're going to hold on to this bomb. But if Yugi takes down even one of these players, they're in a lot of trouble here. The 1 dig has to come through, but surely Forrest has outpositioned him at this point. Goodness, he didn't hit him once. Get Right needs to be very careful there.
Yugi wants the bomb back. That's the goal, but Forrest is going to deny that. Get Right was close enough. They were low on HP. Chance that he could have easily caught them off. Finally, Nip on the board, but 2 players surviving.
But that was the eco, so that's
true.
Still going to be money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, to an extent, they're still easily fragile if they lose this round.
Sure.
Mid-half as well, that would be catastrophic.
Yeah. This enables them to get the full setup now, so they get all the grenades, everyone's got the fuse kits, helmets, and they still have around $2,000 in the bag. So it's not as disastrous as it could be, but you're right, still reset potential here. 8-1. NIP on the board now. Took a while, but the sad news is, if you told Optic they could get 8 rounds on the T side of Nuke in the first half, they would bite your hand off. They would take that all day long. They could potentially get like 10 or 11 here. So NIP really needs to continue finding rounds here. Only victory they've had so far is a partial buy with pistols.
So, AWP for Lekro. He'll hold outside. Smokes down to cover cross. Dennis is below in secret, but not playing aggressively. He's back toward the vents. Ooh, good read from Lekro to look in that direction, but Config with an AK at that range just destroys him.
He really does. And Lekro had the advantage there as well. He even spotted them getting up. But Config too quick. Too powerful. As he finds the 5-on-4. 45 seconds remaining. Forrest waiting at the CC vent. Vulnerable to Molotovs in that position. Look how quietly they're going towards heaven here. They could get players beneath the ladder. 2 up there. Forrest will get back 1 towards Squeaky. That's Cajun B. At least makes things equal now as Rez needs to be very careful. The time is going to work in his favor though. Takes a little bit of damage there. Snappy's already made it up towards Ness. They've got no idea. He'll get the first but not the second.
But Rez is able to capitalize on Config, finally shutting down that outside approach. As Dennis, taking advantage of this, is going to think he's clever by rotating to upper and getting behind them, but they've read it well and gone down the vents back to lower.
8 seconds to spare. The bomb will be planted. That was the perfect call. Dennis would have sabotaged everything if they went towards upper. So now the retake begins. Remember, the reset potential is there. And Yugi has got a lovely little angle to take down Dennis, but Dennis is pre-aiming this nicely.
Waits for it, and patience pays. Yugi stands up. If he stayed crouched, no chance that shot exists. Gade now knows he's in that direction. We already saw Rez go down. He was trying to work toward the vents, and he's made it to the site. Thankfully, Gade has taken out Dennis before any time. It's allowed Rez to either get on the bomb or get on the attack. Flash toward the door, but it's closed. That won't do much. Doesn't even allow him to get on the bomb. It's open for him, and good shot from Gade. 9-1, that's the reset.
Decent attempt there by Rez, but with low HP, he couldn't really do much. If he had a smoke, maybe could throw it on the door and make things really uncomfortable, but that one flash defuse attempt, all he could really hope for was that it made him run out and panic. What a shot that was. That really set the tone and Gade. Lovely stuff. Dennis had his number as well. Dennis was waiting for that repeat. He knew exactly where he was. And he comes out on top, and you can see the mishmash buy up here from NIP. The Nova's out for Get Right. They've got scouts and 2 pistols, 1 M4. Lose this round, and that could be the game. I hate to be the pessimist, but on the T side, they really are completely battering them right now. And this is another partial buy, forced buy, where they need to win.
Config. Bit of utility thrown outside. He'll wait for Snappy to join him. Looks like smoke execution as they're all positioning themselves so as to throw the wall down. Quick one bounces off the fence close. That's thrown by Yugi. And then 2 deep, front of secret, but no commitment. It's actually just to hold NIP in that direction. Shotgun for Get Right. Will be an interesting purchase, especially where he's in the hut and they're not going that direction. We talk about rotation and how applicable it is to support your teammates at range. Black Row, late position, smoked, flashed, and tagged to 12 HP. Held out, at least gets information that they're heading toward ramp, which means Get Right potentially could have gotten that shotgun on rotation sooner, but being in the hut, he didn't get to the vents in time. And Snappy's already down toward the control room. Forrest is going to try and combat this. He's got the M4, checks the corner. Snappy wisely steps wide just as he steps in. Good shot, Get Right. Gets 1 with a shotgun, but that's all. So far, as he picks up an M4, it'll increase his accuracy and his range, allowing him to take down Yugi. And it's a 3 versus 3. Bomb planted as well for Optic, but chance that they can pull this back on the NIP side, more so because they've got all the kills required and time enough, despite not having a kit.
How have they done that? I couldn't tell you, but it's Get Right with 3 kills in total. We said he'd been training his aim last night, wanted to put his best foot forward today, and that's much better. A round where they were destined to lose. He keeps them in the game. That was absolutely his win. The shotgun. How has that pulled it off? Nice work by Get Right. Promising signs at least. They're looking for 9-6 here as they take a timeout. Still not completely stable. They do manage to bring over 2 rifles here. They've got the AWP in the hands of Dennis. We'll look at the scoreboards while we're here. The very top is Gade. 18 kills and 5 deaths on the T side after 11 rounds. Are you kidding me? That is insane. 18 and 5. Snappy, 10 and 9, the in-game leader, posting decent numbers. Config, 9 and 7. Top of NIP is Rez. Another good showing by him as he gets 10 kills, 10 deaths beneath his Forest of 9. Get Right with 8. Lycro and Dennis a little bit off the pace with 3 and 4 respectively. Tactical pause. They know they need to find consecutive rounds now. Can't keep letting them run away with this. Already a scary prospect, the fact they've got 9 on the T side. Just take it round by round. Get whatever you can, try and avoid those resets. And here we go then. Rez looking to get a little bit aggressive in the ramp perhaps. Does smoke it in, nades through. See, he's got the Molotov smoke combo. Going to go for a spam, I'd imagine. And actually dinks Gade. So this could be a kill for him. And the nade actually missing.
Yeah, but gets the man that he wants. Yeah.
That's kind of a bit of luck, but he'll take it.
He will, except for that it doesn't soften up any other targets. However, the fact that they don't have much to work with in terms of utility and he gets a position, he's still able to make this work. Rez nearly getting the ace. Down with 4 kills. Forrest will close it out. An easy task for NIP at that point.
We've commented on this before. I think Rez is actually a really fantastic ramp player. He's got a nice mixture of aggression and defense play. He knows when he wants to do it. He can bring it in 1 or 2 times a half. And then he's got great fundamentals of falling back and knowing where the pressure is coming from. There's great positioning there. He's safe for 1 kill, goes to the second, actually ends up almost getting the ace. And that shuts down the economy of Optic. Finally, NIP are looking much more promising here. It's Rez that has fired them up. 3 rounds on the board. It's going to be the 4 spy from Optic with a couple of AKs. Now missing a pistol as Gade goes down. It's Rez continuing the pain from the previous round. Finds his 15th frag there. Good
shot from Micro. Config. NIP starting to show some life. Is it too late? 9-3 so far, and they're on the CT side. Cajun B, great shot on Rez with the Deagle, but he's left in a 1 versus 4. Yeah, in the last round with the nade missing but getting the kill. Great, gets the kill. But if it had have gotten through the door, it might have softened them all up enough that maybe the ace was on the cards. 6 of one, half dozen of the other, maybe.
Cajun's doing a good job of getting these deagles. He's actually making this round expensive. That's 2 players down now. No chance of him winning here, but every kill he finds is certainly beneficial for the future. Money's not exactly amazing for an IP. You can see there on the right-hand side. $1,000 for Forrest and Get Right. Same story for Dennis, really. So every kill, if he gets 1 more, that will be substantial.
Just holding on to the AK. Smokes off T-spawn so as to indicate perhaps that he's gone in that direction. If they are on the pursuit. We can tell they're certainly not. So this ends as it is. We get a 4th round for NIP. If they are on the pursuit. 4th in the last 5. We can tell they're certainly not. Is 9-6 doable for them as it is?
Yeah,
and I get a 4th round for NIP.
Solid. Very different. That's definitely doable.
4th in the last 5.
You just need a bit of momentum going in your favor.
Is 9-6 doable for them as it is? And I get a 4th round for NIP.
0 on the board, everything's possible.
4th in the last 5.
I think they're going to get 6, that's fine. There's momentum going in your favor. To save the AK, they're going to beat you again anyway.
0 on
the board, everything's possible. I think they're going to get 6, that's fine. There's momentum going in your favor. To save the AK, they're going to beat you again anyway. 0 on the board, everything's possible. I think they're going to get Eagles now on an AK-47. Needs to be careful. One smoke purchased by Cajun, so he spent most of his money there. Obviously didn't get any cash for this round. As they head towards outside, Cajun going to be trying to open things up.
Cajun still waiting for it with the AK. He's going to go aggressive. Lycro's waiting for him outside. Not on the off this time. M finds the first one. Puts him down to about 20 bullets left in the mag. Goes in, swings, finds another angle, and takes down Cajun as well. Very well done from Lycro.
Absolutely.
More so because that's the AK, making things a matter of course now against the Deagles. Mind you, I say that, and Rez oversteps the mark. Gate gets 1 back. Damage done onto Dennis, albeit slight. More so that Snappy and Yugi are on 18 and 15. Gade's got the M4 picked up. He's the high roller with both the HP and now the weapon to work with. He'll go back toward lobby, though. Does he check corner? He does get right. Oh, completely destroyed. Caught off on that one entirely. An AK picked up for Yugi. This starts to become more of a problem for NIP. Gade with both kills. Like rope.
Snappy's behind them on the silo right now. He actually had access to a few kills, but focusing on the secret area, Lecro's focusing on kills as he gets 2 towards main entrance. That will be round concluded. 20 seconds remaining. Snappy in the 3 versus 1. See whether he can do anything with this. Manages to be taken down by Forrest there. We're going to have the final round of the half. We'll see $4,000 per player, and the bullpups come out. The AUG for Lecro. I'm assuming that's going to be thrown away. Sure, it still works. No, we've seen people experiment with the Krieg. There was a little month period where MBK was buying it consistently.
Yeah, MBK was as well, and Magisk was the other.
But it didn't really work out. No one really caught on and tried it out themselves.
Yeah, I know. In theory, I can understand the principle behind it. In practice, doesn't really work. Obviously, that's no fall off, better first bullet accuracy, but it's more expensive and it's not a comfortable weapon in terms of familiarity. Muscle memory for the spray.
The muscle memory of the spray, especially, is like you've got, well, some players 10 years of experience of using the AK, and it's a much wilder gun in terms of the recoil. Dennis now trying to hold them off towards lower. He'll do a great job. My goodness, he gets 2. Taps them down, and 9-6 is looking very possible now, but still, kills coming back in favor of Optic. Snappy, whoever he can here, and Rez brings it into the 3 versus 1. Yugi will actually have the AK-47. Make his way towards the vents here. Last round, no saving here. NIP have done a great job of getting back into this, but is it a little bit too late? 9 rounds is already extremely significant here. They shut down the momentum at least, but Yugi will do everything he can at this point to find round number 10. Not going to happen. There we go. Well, slow start for the Ninjas. They were 9-1 down. They went to 9-6.
Keep in mind their first game yesterday against Red Reserve, they were 8-1 down and still managed to pull that back. 9-6 on CT side is still a loss by all accounts. However, like you said, they pulled it back with momentum. It's unfortunate they couldn't do it sooner, but it gives them a chance, especially if they win this pistol to start off the second half. The CT-sided pistol for Optic could put them in a fine position to close this and move forward in the best of 3. Remember, it would book them an immediate rematch with ENCE. That was the upper bracket final of the group. Best of 1 in that case. It'll be a best of 3 this time, and winner of that, it'll be tomorrow. We'll move on to the final and then secure a spot in the challenger stage of the major. Dennis, aggressive, got Deagle, or rather, excuse me, Glock. He's going to head toward ramp. Makes contact already, but not committing to the ramp. Not yet, at least. He'll go now when his teammate gets behind him. His teammate in Forest. Good find from Conflict. Faded in. They went toward Snappy in the control room, but Lecro now works back toward main. Hawk in hand for him, and out of the air, Cajun B is going to destroy him as he watched his teammate get right, go down in front of him. Optic look like they've got this pistol, no problem.
Forrest making noise. You know, his options are quite limited here. They sound surprisingly well. Sort of slight chance, not anymore. Gade removes his head. He'll find his 21st frag, and that was a upper push there from NIP. Tried to get things going. Focusing on splitting lower as well. Config with that lovely shot. And they're trying to get towards the vents. Cajun B with the CZ, shutting it all down. Gade finish things off here. Nice work. Takes down Forrest. And there we go. Should be the 4 spy here from the Swedes. You'll see Deagles and a CZ. 1 flashbang, make it 2. Are they going for something quick here? Doesn't look like the Cajun B just resides on top of the hut. Doesn't have to worry about Molotovs. None of them will be coming into the fray. And for now, it's all very quiet as Yugi with a very advantageous position with the M4 watching towards Secret. Tight angle. Yeah, I don't think he'd be finding an instant kill with that one, but at least get some intel and stay safe.
Yugi's still going to watch out to see if they head towards Secret. M4 for him to work with. Snappy can respond, swing out potentially from a main entrance. He'll go now. Good find. See Shadow gets the first shot with the UMP. Might line them all up. In fact, as they're softened up from a distance, and it's config to close it. Optic pretty straightforward. Keep 5 alive, though, importantly. They'll start to build up bank and look potentially, depending on how this round goes, toward a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. With 1 rifle and up against Glock armor, that suggests that's exactly what will be happening. Glocks, no dollars spent whatsoever. You know, next round's going to be a little bit tricky. Might have everything they need. What's the player? They just rush outside from Silo, it looks like. Just go for a main entrance push, see if they can just trade out some kills here. They're making a lot of noise, but Snappy will be ready for them. They're going to go 1 by 1, so he should be able to handle this just fine. And indeed he will. Nice idea, get the round over with. It's nuke. It's not like you can really do much with it. Maybe a Venn dive, try and get the bomb down, but still, it's unlikely. It's not like you can do that as efficiently anymore. We talk about the vent being on the inside of the bomb site. That's been removed, and now it'll just lead you to the other side of the hall, so you can just have a bit more mobility in the backtracks, but you can no longer Venn dive and quickly plant within 5 seconds.
I still miss the second vent because you could go through and pop back up. It was like a teleportation to get inside of the upper side as well, but long gone. That's a decent nade. Lands directly at Lekro's feet. So early damage done to him over toward the ramp side of the map.
So Yugi throws away his M4, gives it to Snappy, of course. They upgrade to an AWP. So it is still a bonus round, but they're making sure they just bolster themselves up a little bit more. Yugi on an AWP is absolutely amazing. Like I said, I think he's one of the best AWPers at this tournament, along with Alu. World-class talent for sure. I haven't seen the best of him out of his career so far. I think there's more to come. And hopefully it's realised in this Optic squad. It is going to be a 5-on-3. As AK's now up against it. Occasion will be dropped, but Gade's got a decent position. Get Right's already out of the ramp. Making some noise over there. That's going to get that kill, surely. Indeed he does. Nice work. Stacks on more even kill as Dennis finds the advantage. Not for long. Big round this one. NIP can't afford to lose it. They'll be 13-6 down and the money will be broken. They at least need a plant out of it. As they start to head outside. Get Right. Still 100 HP. Lekro after that initial nade. Not so much. There's a player towards Secret. Missing the initial shot. Snappy won't get the insta-kill. But Yugi's there. He won't miss a beat. Takes down Get Right, and now Lekro. The new in-game leader. Stuck without the bomb. And under 30 seconds.
Smoke covers his access toward the garage, but Yugi's ready for his arrival. No chance. And Optic now find 13 over the 6 of NIP.
And they have to be eco as well.
Yep. I'm writing off the chances of a T-sided comeback now. Pistol, fair enough. Okay, still a chance. First gun round, a little bit less so, isn't it?
What a round from Yugi. Great player. Partial buy for an IP with a maximum loss bonus going in next. So CZ smokes, they presumably go towards outside. Incendiary to slow them down. They were cut out for them here, but these are the rounds they've been winning, Matt, actually. These have been more successful for them than sometimes the gun rounds. There's the first kill. They seem to have success here, and I think the reason for that is we talked about it yesterday. They've got Dennis and Lekro now within the team, 2 of the absolute pistol gods of the game, and they can make these rounds very, very dangerous. Snappy here's Get Right in the vents as he wants to chase behind him. He needs to look the correct way. Doesn't get the timing quite right, so Get Right's already made it through the vents. Jumps back in. This is looking like an NIP round to me. If Get Right can get the attention before his teammates go, or even find the kill, that's great. And once again, they're doing amazingly well with these pistols. That might even suggest a save now, considering they have to retake the lower bomb site.
Lekro. Still way out toward lobby, hoping that someone's going to push through and he can collect a weapon for it. They've got a substantial advantage, so it's likely that someone might push through as well, because they need to pull back deficit. Meanwhile, Gate is found. He's toward the ramp. Nip. Well done. This is a round they certainly, absolutely, desperately, no doubt about it, needed, Henry.
It's kind of funny how this keeps happening. They seem so out of the game, and all of a sudden, pistols only, when they get a little bit more loose, I guess, and just allow all their players to go find kills, that's when it works out for them. And it's quite nice to see Get Right stepping up there. That's twice now in this particular map he saved them with the shotgun towards lower before in the first half. Got them into the game, actually found them those found rounds, that spell of success, and now maybe keeps them in it as well. 2 opening kills from him. CZ to find it first and uses the AK towards ramp. And it's up to Yugi and Cajun B to save their weaponry. 13-7 now, as Yugi holds just in the locker room. Maybe finds a skill of Lekro, no problem at all. Get Right with 3.
Misses the op shot that goes to the deagle. He's damaged Rez considerably. Cajun wants to pursue and get that kill for his teammate, but he's still held off by Dennis getting that kill. Yugi's reset and ready and finds his own. So they keep guns up. In fact, they keep the only players up, too, as all 5 of NIP go down, but they pick up the important round, and in doing so, win it with just pistols, giving themselves more money to work with.
Indeed. Everyone did get dropped at that point, but still a successful round. It means the reset potential is back out there. Optic will reinvest into the round and have residual cash as well. Even after the buy, Yugi still has $6,000. Everyone else hovering around 3K. So they have one more buy, even if this one doesn't go in their favor. It took a great individual performance from Get Right with the pistols to get them in this position. Can they do it with the rifles now? That's been the main problem.
Yugi. Up towards Silo. Snappy will hold off Annex Force, running as quick as he can towards Secret. Gets by the flames that were deployed intentionally to try and hold off the backside access from that smoke, but he still gets there. That's the important part, as Config waits below.
No damage exchange just yet. We get to the 1 minute mark. Config does wait. As an IP reposition, we know they've got execution potential on this map. They've got Forest towards Secret, undetected presumably. Config aware of the prospect of someone being there. But how many? That's the question. He's going to investigate. Forest waiting for him. That's a guaranteed kill for Forest.
Is it?
All right.
That's so unfortunate. He was not even trying to bait Forest out, but does. And that's just the luck that NIP has had. As of late, Gade up on top of the rafters, able to find one. Config to do the same. Rez will get Yugi, and it's just Rez remaining, so he needs more than just the 1 kill. He needs 4 in total and 3 more.
That's so unfortunate for Forest, isn't it?
Unreal.
That was a massive kill as well. That would have really opened things up. He'd have control and force the rotation just before his teammates go. They probably wouldn't have to commit as quickly when he got dropped. Here we go then. Config holding vents, 10 seconds. That's round guaranteed at this point. Unfortunately for Rez, decent attempt. Can't even get the bomb down, even if he finds that first kill. Gade stops him, 14-7. Money, after losing all 5 players in their victory, will now be at $2,000 per player. They have to force by now. These rounds have been promising for them before, but surely it can't work every single time. Lose this, that's probably game. It'll be 15-7 down, and money will be at $1,900, second stage loss bonus. So what's the play? They have got 5 smokes, presumably head towards outside as usual. Towards lower area. They've got a nice little grenade that blows out the squeaky door and the vent. Trying to catch them crossing. My goodness, he actually timed it to perfection. He's given the call to Config, but still, those CZs a little bit too powerful for him. Yugi gets his second, and Gade is on the rotation, but there it is again. The pistols doing work, and now they've got 2 AK-47s, a bit of utility. Sure, it's a 3-on-2. Gade misses out on what looked like an easy kill to me.
Forrest needs to make up for the last round. Yeah, couldn't do it. Gade does make amends. The luck shall giveth and taketh away. Forrest almost gets back one.
That would have been great. But now another 3 versus 1. This time with a lot more to work with. But Gade is just playing out of his mind right now. He's another player on his rookie year. Someone we wouldn't have even heard of in 2017. And he's come from the North Academy, found himself in Optic, and playing out of his mind right now. This is an excellent performance from him. He's got 26 kills and 11 deaths, and Yugi's not missing anything through smoke, it seems. So there we go. Pistols again.
Map points for Optic. We saw 2 16-7s in our opening series, both in favor of Ents. They 2-0'd. They'll play the winner of this. Looking like the first map, at least, is Optic. The series yet to be determined. But we might have a third 16-7. Snappy didn't see that jumping. I thought maybe he just caught the feet, but this could still be huge. Knows they're there because they made noise. Easy. Easy. Oh, okay. More like R-easy as Rez turns around to take out Snappy.
That's good.
Thanks, man.
Reezy.
Well, Gade pulling at the ramp does hug the wall. That only allows him to get 1 kill. NIP have won a round similar to this one. They got their 7th, so hold on. Config has other ideas. He'll push back up to get the AK out of the hands of Rez. 3 versus 2.
Well, here we go. Last chance for NIP. They throw the bomb down. Going for the open plant. Vulnerable to the doors here, but Forrest trying to defend. Oh my goodness, Config is fearless. Sure, he goes down and gets traded out, but he denies that plant. I know exactly where Forrest is now. He'll plant for Decon, but that will be to his demise. There we go. A clinical performance there from Optic. Didn't miss a beat in the second half. They were 9-1 up on their T side. Clinical stuff, and fair play to NOP. They weren't completely missing there. Rez was on a bit of a tear. He got 19 frags there. Forrest is 17. Get Right had some great moments as well. So, wasn't their map, wasn't meant to be, but still an entertaining game. I really did enjoy that. Shout out to Gade as well, a player we don't talk about that often. And
no. It looks more convincing than yesterday in some aspects in terms of what's been going on, but it's hard to say. There's a lot of luck going against them still, and Optic looks very sharp. We'll find out if they can close the series after this break.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every flag. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely, which is why, as the expert, I bet.
It's Megalodon.